Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video on East Coast Manga. So today we're going to be putting together a bunch of clips. So this first clip is going to be recorded today, so November 10th. I have a package from Right Stuff I want to unbox on camera and show you guys. I'd rather just do it now than wait and kind of do everything at once, because I don't know what I'm picking up later. I know there's some really awesome releases I'm looking forward to mid to end November. So this will probably go up towards the end of the month. If I have any announcements or anything, I'll probably just edit them into this intro. So I just want to interrupt and mention real quick that I do have a Right Stuff affiliate link right now down in the description, so if you shop with that, it'll help support the channel. All you have to do is click the link and just use that whenever you shop. You can also save it, put it in your notes, or save it to wherever else you would be able to access it. Also, I have a Right Stuff promo code, which is EastCoastManga 5, all word, no spaces, all one word, no spaces. If you spend, I think it's $30 or more now, it used to be $25, but now it's $30, you'll get a $5 mystery item, which is going to be manga or anime related, so basically just a free gift for shopping and the shopping you do anyways. And then also just real quick, I do have a YouTube membership option. It's like $1.99 a month. You get some perks with that. Then I also have a $4.99, so it's similar to a Twitch sub. You get early access to videos and all bunch of other stuff. So if you see early comments on this video before the video even released, well, that's where they came from. But let me let you guys get back to the content. But one of the first things I want to say is, if you are not in the Discord yet, it's awesome. It's it's my Discord. It's manga and anime related, as well as a bunch of other stuff. It's super active. But enough talking, let's get right into the box. So this is the box right here. I don't have my ring light up here, but hopefully it should be fine. But yeah, this thing's massive. This is probably the biggest box that I've ever opened in terms of like manga and stuff. I know what I bought, but I didn't think it was gonna require a box this big. But let's get into it. Alrighty, so there's some stuff in here that I actually forgot I even purchased. I'm typically not someone to forget things like that, but honestly there's like 2 volumes in here that I just really forgot I purchased. But let me show you guys the inside of the box. Packaging looks pretty well. By the way, just want to apologize real quick. My neighbors have been cutting down apparently they have a forest in their backyard and they've just been cutting down trees for the last week. So there's a chainsaw going. You guys may or may not hear that. I've kind of blocked it out by now, but I don't know how prevalent it's going to be in the background noise. So I apologize for that. So the first thing in this package is a Yen Press light novel. So this is a little mixture of the Yen Press sale on Right Stuff, the Tezuka sale on Right Stuff, which was just like a short, like 24-hour thing. I think it was for his birthday. And then at least 2 volumes are just no sale. It's just stuff I need to pick up. But we have Baccano. So Baccano, the Rolling Bootlegs. This is a series that I've heard really good things about. I know it has a pretty good anime. I've also heard really good things about the dubbed version of this anime. I don't know too much about it, other than it takes place in America. It takes place in the Prohibition era. It has to do with bootleggers who were bootlegging alcohol at that time. So I cannot wait to get into this light novel. I also want to check out the anime. It's not too long, and yeah, let's get into the next one. So the next series I picked up is Blade of the Immortal. So I have Omnibus 6 right here. This is an omnibus that I needed. I only need a couple more now. I have one more that I picked up that I'll show you guys in just a minute, but super excited to almost be done collecting these. And then right here we have Omnibus 8. Yeah, once again, super excited to pick these up. I think I only need 9, 10, and 11. If there's 11, I think there's 11 volumes. Here these are, both together. Super awesome. So the next couple packages from this unboxing are going to be Tezuka manga. So to be honest with you guys, I wasn't convinced on picking up Tezuka manga when I first started collecting, because everyone says he's the godfather of manga, but at the same time I don't really hear too much like actual reviews and like substance and character reviews of his manga. And I thought it was just kind of, I don't know, I thought it was like an old style of manga that just didn't really have that much to it. But because he was one of the like first like original good mangakas, maybe he was just getting overhyped. But I will say my opinion totally changed when I read Message to Adolf. I, finally realized like this man's stories are really good. His character development is really good. And that's just something that personally I don't hear people talk about, especially on YouTube. And maybe it is because he's an older mangaka and people are afraid to, dive in head first like I was. But I highly recommend you check out his works. Now, obviously I haven't read any of these as I've just gotten them, but Message to Adolf was absolutely amazing. So I am super excited to get into these. So this one right here, as you guys have been staring at this side view of this naked lady, which is not showing anything, YouTube, we have Ayoko. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So from my knowledge, this one doesn't really have a description. There's a little bit on the beginning, but basically, to my knowledge, this one is based off of after World War II. Alright, so I just had to refilm a piece of this because I actually looked up the description online and it was nothing like the description in the beginning of this book. So apparently this story actually is pretty serious, pretty heavy topics, I would say. It has to do with after World War II, which I may have already mentioned, but apparently it focuses on this family in Japan who were once wealthy landowners. I don't know if they still are, but they were before the war or during the war. And then after the war, there was a bunch of issues that happened. Kidnapping stuff. Honestly, I have no idea, and I really don't want to look too much into it before reading it. I don't like to, spoil myself. So the next manga I picked up is the Book of Human Insects by Tezuka. Once again, don't really know too much about this, but this focuses on a female protagonist. You guys may be able to read that, I'm not sure, but feel free to pause it. That's a little description in the back. To be honest, I really don't know too much about this manga. Like I said, I just want to jump into it head first. If you guys want my review/impression, let me know down in the comments. Once I finish it, I will have, obviously, a short one in my reading log whenever I finish this. But I can also do a review on, like, a bunch of these if I just want to do, like, a Tezuka review. The next thing I picked up is MW. Now, not a huge fan of the condition of this manga. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's not bad. It's not terrible. But yeah, you can pick that up in the glare. There's a bunch of like I don't know what the marks are, but I've seen them. I've obviously seen them on manga before. I don't know if it's something you can wipe off or it's something that's actually in the gloss of the manga, but other than that, it's really not that big of a deal. But this is MW, another Tezuka manga. Once again, don't know too much about this. I looked up a review, so I'll tell you guys a little bit. But basically, we have this guy who seems to have it all. Looks smart, a huge lead on like a bank job. Everything's going well. But apparently there's a really dark secret that he has never disclosed to anyone. It has to do with some type of military gas that I think he might have inhaled. And that's just about as much as I wanted to read as I wanted to really get into this. So yeah, let's move on to the next manga in the package. The last manga in this package, we have Dororo. I have not watched the anime or movie or anything on this. If there's stuff on this, I'm sure there is. This is apparently a award-winning Tezuka work. This is in the omnibus format, and this thing is super chunky. I think it was 3 sets, so it's 3 singles put together, and then this is the whole story. So basically, a samurai lord sells off like 48 of his newborn son's organs to demons, and that basically just makes him like the most powerful samurai in all of the world, basically, by doing that, basically sacrificing his son. But his son actually ends up living due to someone who heals him. And this story is basically about apparently the son going and killing all 48 demons and collecting his body parts back and then probably killing his father. That's gonna be it for this portion of Manga Haul. I will see you guys in just a couple seconds with the next portion. Alrighty, what's up guys? Welcome back to the next segment. So the first segment I recorded with all the Tezuka books. Once again, I apologize. I probably had to chop up a lot of that. His manga is really hard to describe, especially if you haven't read it before. Also, I recorded that a while ago. Like there's been a long gap in between, and I just wanted to wait till I've accumulated, everything else that I knew I was going to get, and just kind of drop this next segment. And this is gonna be the last segment. I have a ton of stuff to show you guys, and I am feeling a little under the weather. So if my voice does sound a little, different, that's why. And without further ado, let's just get right into the rest of the stuff because there is so much to unpack and get through. There's like probably 18 different titles or series, and yeah, so let's just get right into it. But we have Real Volume 3. This is Inoue's wheelchair basketball manga, so this is the same mangaka that does Vagabond, or that did Vagabond. Vagabond is currently on a huge hiatus because apparently Inoue is much more interested in finishing Real than he is in Vagabond, at least that's what I hear. But I got this for super cheap, and if you're interested in how I got this for cheap, I do have another video that's either up or it's going up. It'll either be the video that goes up, I think probably the video that goes up before this one, so yeah, check out my last video. And the next manga we have is Dead Demons DDD Destruction. I believe I got that right. This is a Inio Asano manga about aliens, I believe, coming to Earth, and yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it. I just saw, I know it's Inio Asano. I've heard decent things, not amazing things. The only series I hear amazing things from is Goodnight Punpun and Solanin. All his other works I hear kind of like, they're okay, you know, average to above average. But I do already have some of his work, so I thought I might as well get into this one. It was also pretty cheap where I bought it from. Next we have Classroom of the Elite. I think I got this from Barnes & Nobles, might have been for one of my hauls, or I think this is from Barnes & Nobles. But this is actually a light novel, a very, very popular light novel. I haven't started it yet, but I hear really, really good things, so I wanted to go ahead and get the first light novel, first volume, I guess you would call it. But yeah, very interested to get into this. If you guys have read this, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And there's not really much order to this portion. I'm just showing you guys. I stacked it all to the right of me. So we have Beastars Volume 9. I was actually able to get this early through Barnes & Nobles. They had this one actually super, super early. I wanted Chainsaw Man and Spy Family when I went and got this one, but unfortunately they didn't have it. But they did actually have another volume, which I'll show you guys next, which was also early. But you guys should know about Beastars, so I don't really have to explain that. Next we have Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji Volume 2, and I do have my bookmark, which is kind of like rattling around. But yeah, so this is Volume 2 of Kaiji. This is a really, really excellent manga so far. I think it's a really, really good gambling manga because it's not just people cheating, it's people like actually having to use different concepts to win and go about winning. And it's also very, very dark. So if you guys are into gambling or like into, you know, the idea of gambling, and then also basically these guys are locked on this ship, which apparently there's going to be some very dark things happening in this manga. I went over Volume 1 in my reading log or something like that at some point, so if you guys are interested in that, just go check that out. But yeah, very, very interested to see where this goes. And this is also being printed by Dempa. I know it has a not so great release schedule, but do think the more people that purchase it, the more of a likelihood that it does get finished in English. Next we have something which I guess you would call it a graphic novel. Some people would also call it trash, but I guess your opinion varies. But we have Twilight, Volume 1. Yeah, Volume 1. So there's a long story that comes with this. This is not something that I went out of my way and wanted to purchase. This is something that my Discord recommended me to purchase this. And as kind of a joke, I did end up purchasing it, and I did end up reading it. So they want a review to come out, so I'll drop a review at some point. But to be honest, I basically just purchased this to give it away. So if you're interested in this, join the Discord. I'm gonna end up giving it away in the next couple days. This was more so just a giveaway thing and just a meme at this point. Speaking of meme, and yes, we do have a lot more manga to go through, but like I said, there's no order to this thing, so I'm just kind of throwing things in. I did end up purchasing the only anime that I think I will ever purchase, just because I'm not into buying anime. Just DVD players and DVDs just takes up too much room. They're way too expensive, so I am just focusing on manga and not figures or anime. But this is something that I needed to add to my collection because it is a staple, it is a classic, it is amazing. The best dub that has ever been dubbed. We have Ghost Stories. If you guys know about this, and yes, I did give a sneak peek, or I gave you guys more than a sneak peek during my live stream. If you guys don't watch the live streams, make sure you catch the live streams because first of all, it's a really good time. You know, there's streams where we have, you know, close to 100 people, and it's like I said, it's a really, really good time. But also, you guys get some exclusive first looks and, you know, some unboxings and stuff if I have something. And if you don't know about the Ghost Stories dub, it is essentially a bridge series that isn't actually abridged. It's fully legit, fully licensed. And yeah, I would recommend you guys search Ghost Stories compilation on YouTube, because that can describe it way better than I can, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. I can make a whole video just on Ghost Stories. Next we have a novel that I've actually wanted for a while now. It's something that I tend to forget about just because, I don't know, I think I focus so much on the manga that I actually forget this was a novel first. But we have Battle Royale. And this is something that I picked up at, I can't remember the name of the store, but this one was definitely in my last vlog. I think earlier I said, I was talking about a vlog that's not going to be up for a couple days, but this one I think is actually the vlog that's going up before this video goes up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I purchased this one in Maine. And yeah, super excited to crack this bad boy open. It is pretty hefty. I mean, it's a normal novel, and I have a ton of Stephen King novels, so I'm very used to something this size. but at the same time, when I'm able to read manga so quickly, it is like, you know, I do gotta take some time out to crack this open. But yeah, let's move on. Next we have some manga from one of my subscribers, also someone who's in my Discord, One Punch Manga. He also does have a channel if you guys want to check him out. But essentially, I was at work one day and he hit me up on Discord and said that he was at the store and he remembered that I was missing some Zatch Bell volumes. And so the Zatch Bell volumes I was missing is 23, 24, and 25, and it's the most expensive out of the entire set. And his bookstore ended up having volumes 1 through 24, and so I had him grab 23 and 24 for me, and then he also picked up some Battle Royale manga. So I'll show you guys the Battle Royale manga first, since those are in my hand, and I just showed you the Battle Royale novel. But he picked up volumes 9, and this is still wrapped. I think this is official wrapping. I don't think this has ever been unwrapped. He picked up volume 14, which this was wrapped. I unwrapped it. I don't care about the wrapping. I'm gonna end up reading this again, so the wrapping doesn't matter to me. But I don't think this was official wrapping. I could be wrong, but it was wrapped like this volume 15, which has like this on the back. I don't know, because I know you can get a little machine that wraps stuff. Once again, doesn't really matter. Because I'm going to be unwrapping it anyways. But it is super, super exciting to be one step closer in finishing Battle Royale. I'm still missing volumes 10 and 11, I think? Yeah, I'm still missing volumes 10 and 11. I still want to replace volumes 1 and volumes 4, I think? Oh wait, no, volume 6 I need to replace. So next series I mentioned was he picked up some Zatch Bell for me. So we have Zatch Bell volume 23 and volume 24. So I think 24 right here, or one of these two were the more expensive one. If you guys didn't know, I already completed Zatch Bell volumes 1 through 25. I purchased it for $160, which is a steal because people are posting like half sets for like $300 on eBay right now. So I purchased a full set on Mercari for $160. Ended up getting scammed. The guy ended up sending me volumes 1 through 25 of Zatch Bell, and they were in perfect condition, except his cat had peed all over them. To be honest, it wasn't actually that much. It was just enough to stain every single book. And if you guys don't know, cat pee is like a wild chemical substance that you just cannot get rid of, so those books just had to be thrown away. But I am one step closer. I also have a whole video on that subject, so if you want to watch that, just look up Zatch Bell cat pee or just search on one of my videos. So next we have some manga that I just got the other day, some early releases, although now it doesn't really feel like that because we are past December 1st. We have Spy Family Volume 3. Very, very good volume. I'm in love with this series. I really, really enjoy this series. I know it's not the most action. It's not the most, you know, comedy. It's not the most slice of life. But it's a nice combination of all of those things, and that's why I like it. I think most people enjoy this series. I think some people are just way too overly critical about certain things, and that's why they don't like series. But I feel like as a manga reader, you have to sometimes take a step back and just not over-criticize every little thing. And another manga which I'm really enjoying, although I haven't actually read this volume yet, I just got it the other day, but we have Chainsaw Man Volume 2. Very excited about this, very excited to get into this. I will probably read this volume soon, although I might, depending on when Volume 3 comes out, I might actually hold off and read Volume 3, or read Volume 2 with 3, because I know there's a really big thing that happens in Chainsaw Man that is not in this volume, and it might not even be in a couple volumes, I'm not sure. But yeah, I have so much stuff to read right now that I might just be patient and wait. Another series which I've mentioned being patient before and waiting, we have the Quintessential Quintuplets, Volume 11. This was also early release. Probably didn't need to grab this early and pay full retail, which is not bad. It's what, $11? Not good, but not bad. But I do have all the other volumes, so I am up to volume 11. I don't know what the last volume is, but I know it's gotta be soon. So I think I'm on volume 3 right now. I think I'm gonna hold off and just wait till the last volume comes out, pick up that, and then just binge the entire series. I heard it's an amazing series. I heard the ending is not fantastic, but it is what it is. Another thing I think people are way too critical on is manga endings. Like, I feel like 90% of the series, I've said this before, 90% of the series that I've heard about people always critique the endings. Like, there's very few manga I've heard about where people don't, like, complain and moan about the ending, so I don't know, it is what it is. Next we have some Oshimi manga. We have Blood on the Tracks Volume 3. Oh my god, I was so excited to pick this up. I finished this the day I got it. It was incredible. I am a huge fan of Shuzo Oshimi, and this volume was really good. The boy is just, his mind is deteriorating, and the mom is just, oh, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a fantastic volume, and I highly recommend getting into this series. Next we have another Oshimi manga, which is actually printed by Denpa. Very surprised by that. I had no idea this was printed by Denpa. I think this and Kaiji, the only two series that I know about that are printed by Denpa. But we have Inside Mari, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully that was in order. Yep, it was. Yeah, here's the spines right here. So like I said, these are printed by Denpa. These are similar sizes to like Vizsigs or those Kodansha volumes, so they fit really easily on the shelves, but I try to keep all the Oshimi works together just because I think it looks really good. But this is a really interesting manga. I haven't talked about this before. This is the first time I've read it and obviously picked it up. It's very strange. It seems like it's leading up to be my least favorite work by him so far. If I had to put it on a rating scale so far after 3 volumes, I'd probably put it at a 6. Compared to his other stuff, this just isn't really hooking me that much. It's a very strange story, very strange story. But I don't know, there's just something about the story that I feel like isn't going the way that his other stories go, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm still very excited to continue this, and I think it's up to volume 7 right now. He's still releasing the other ones, and I'm a huge fan of his work, so I'm gonna continue reading it and see what I think later. By the way, basically the story is about this really just weird guy, this weird loser who just like spends all of his time playing video. Actually, that sounds kind of mean, but well, like, all right, so he spends all his time playing video games, but literally his house is filled with trash and trash bags. Like, he leaves his house like once a day to go to the convenience store, and he's kind of like stalks this girl who goes to the convenience store every day at like 9 p.m. or something like that. And one night he is doing that same routine, sees her, kind of follows her home, which is even more creepy, and next thing he knows, he is inside of her body, if that makes any sense. He basically takes over her body, and now he is her, and he doesn't know where she went. His like degenerate side doesn't pass over though, if that makes any sense. He turns into this like crazy, insane simp. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's like Oshimi's turning this degenerate into this like non-degenerate all of a sudden, and it doesn't feel like it flows correctly when it happens. But you know, this manga has a lot of mixed reviews, and I think that's one of the reasons why it just doesn't feel like it flows how it's supposed to. Next we have a manga that I've talked a lot about in my Discord. I've talked a lot about maybe on stream, but I haven't mentioned it in another video except for my shopping vlog. I picked up volumes 1 and 2 from that shopping vlog when I went up to Maine, and then I picked up 8 through 10 on Right Stuff, and I am so happy to pick this up. I cannot wait to get into more volumes of it. Volume 1 was so good, and the concept is incredible. We have Ikigami, volumes 1 through 10, and I'll show you guys the cover. So here's the covers for volumes 1 and 2. Sorry, this is wrapped up, so it's a little shiny. Some of these volumes are wrapped up and some of them aren't. This is a very dark manga that Viz published, so that makes sense why some of these are wrapped up. This is also kind of a tough manga to explain, so I'm just gonna read the back for you guys. It'll be much quicker than if I try to explain it myself. So it says, "Dear citizen, thank you for your loyalty. You've no doubt noticed that the world is a troubled place. People are apathetic, lazy, unmotivated. You've probably asked yourself, why isn't anything being done to stop this systematic decline? Rest assured that measures are being taken. Beginning immediately, we will randomly select a different citizen each day who will be killed within 24 hours notification. We believe this will remind all people how precious life is and how important it is to be a productive, active member of society. Thank you for your continued attention and your cooperation and participation." Wow, I've almost like memorized that thing. That's how fast I was able to read it. I have read this off a couple times, once on stream once from my last video. And this first volume essentially went through a couple different stories, and it all revolves around our main protagonist, who our main protagonist is someone who delivers an ikigami, and ikigami is a card that says, listen, you're gonna die in 24 hours. And the stories are basically about the people who receive ikigami cards. The first story is about the person, and it's after he received his ikigami card and what he did. The next one was before he got his ikigami card and what he did. Yeah, it's really good. It's really heavy stories. So far, it's kind of reminded me about Bokurano, which I've talked about a lot. But the last manga that I picked up, and this is actually something that I picked up probably the longest out of all of these, we have the Lone Wolf and Cub tiny singles. I picked up these in my haul that, once again, I think, pretty sure this is the one that's going to be uploaded before this video, where the dude actually recognized me. It was super cool. He recommended me to check out a bunch of other places, so I ended up just making a whole video on it. But yeah, so these Lone Wolf and Cub manga volumes, I'm not going to show you guys all of them. I'll put together a clip at the end showing everything. But yeah, so these are all wrapped up right now. I'm probably going to end up unwrapping them just because I don't think unless you live in like a super dry environment, I don't think wrapping manga is really that useful or that helpful. If you actually live in a more humid environment, I think it could actually be detrimental to your manga. I think it could actually help increase the growth of like mold and stuff like that, which is not good, because once that starts, there's no killing that. But yeah, so this is Lone Wolf and Cub. I'm not actually too familiar with what the manga's about. I will say though, a lot of people highly recommend this manga. I know this is a lot of people's favorite manga. I know this is a lot of people's like top 5 stories. But I will say these tiny little manga volumes, and I've said this on Instagram before, these are not it. These things are tiny. Like, this is my hand right here, and it is clearly bigger than these volumes. And let me grab something real quick to compare it. So everyone loves talking smack about these Ajin volumes, and yes, they are small, and yes, they are expensive. But take a look at this. This is Lone Wolf and Cub in comparison, and let me just, so you can clearly see the yellow outline all around this is Ajin, and this is clearly way smaller than Ajin, which is crazy. Like, let me show you guys a close-up of the text real quick. So this is the text. There's probably people who are like, oh, like, why do you own this if you just complain about it? Why do you complain about this so much? Listen, it's not just complaining, it's warning you guys. Like, if you guys want to get into the series, these singles are very small. And some people will pay the $300 on eBay for this whole set and not even realize the size of these volumes. So I'm not telling you guys not to buy this series in these singles, but I'm just letting you guys know something that I had no idea about before I picked these up. It wouldn't have changed my mind because I still got these for a really good price. And they also do have the omnibus versions, which are like way bigger. There's some chunky boys. And the last 2 books, which I'm going to show you guys, are not manga. Like I said, they're novels. And I will show you guys, once again, a whole clip of everything at the end. But real quick, I'll just show you guys these 2. So one's Stephen King, one's not Stephen King. So this is Stephen King's The Institute. I believe this is a relatively newer Stephen King novel that has come out, and it sounded pretty interesting. So I saw it at Barnes & Noble, sounded pretty interesting, and I decided just to pick it up. Not too long. Let's see, it is about 550 pages, but I mean, the text is relatively spaced out and pretty decently sized. And apparently, just a quick description from what I've seen on the back is basically this kid's parents are killed, the kid's kidnapped and put onto this train where there's front half and back half. It sounds kind of similar to, what was that movie called? Snowpiercer, I believe it is, where the kids apparently have these like special abilities. I haven't started reading this yet, but apparently they have these special abilities, and the front half is good, it's chill, but the back half, apparently no one ever comes back from the back half. And yeah, it sounded really good, and it sounded, you know, not super like horror, it sounded more like psychological horror. Next we have 5 Total Strangers. If you guys have been to a Barnes & Noble's as of recent, at least in mine, they have these at the Starbucks little area, and it's like $5. You get it for like half off if you get something from Starbucks. And I don't know, it just sounded kind of interesting. It's like kind of a murder mystery within this group of friends or something like that. I'm not describing it well, but I don't know. It's very spaced out, pretty large font. But I don't know, it sounded kind of interesting, it sounded kind of dark, and it was like $5, so I could probably get through this pretty quick. So that's been it for this haul. I don't know technically what this haul was. I don't know if this is going to be a December haul or, you know, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm also, like I said, I'm going to show you guys a shot of everything. You know, get something for the thumbnail too. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys later.